before the One Ring, before Karn, there was a 4-drop, colorless 4-drop that came out and ruled them all. Back in my day, this right here, this was power creep. We're talking about Thought-Knot Seer, the OG broken 4-drop. This card actually got a card banned in the modern format. It ruled all over its realm and eventually, you know, got power crept out of the format, as it tends to be. But today we're bringing back Thought-Knot Seer Amulet. We're gonna be trying out whether Thought-Knot Seer can actually do something that the Amulet deck is lacking, which is, well, a way to actually disrupt your opponent's, especially their hand. So we'll see how this works out. The last time that I tried this, which was, once again, thanks to a donation by Charles. Thank you so much for doing that, Charles. I really appreciate it. And we actually ended up doing surprisingly well. So hopefully things will work out again. Hopefully we can be heroes and we can do well without having to spend, you know, $250,000 in order to play, you know, the newest toy, the newest broken card that WotC wants us to spend a bunch of money on. So instead we're going pauper today. So Thought-Knot Seer was a classic. This card ruled the format at one point, and even though these days is basically unplayable, we're gonna give it a shout out and we're going to see how it lines up. Where we're seeing here is what is currently a very similar stock list, where we just cut the One Ring and we put Thought-Knot Seer instead. It's very much what people are playing these days, and one tech that is new old tech, I guess, which is Hangwar Battlements plus Kesig Warfront, all of a sudden becomes the new hotness because of Mirror Pool. This is a card that we tried way back when, and I don't remember what happened with it. Like, I don't remember why we deemed that this was just like, yeah, don't worry about it. But yeah, I mean, when you have Mirror Pool and 2 copies of Amulet, if you get a Primeval Titan and you get Mirror Pool plus Bounce Land, you get to copy your Primeval Titan. So you get to turn... you may get to make a free, I guess, a 6/6 trampler that finds lands, so that's pretty good. And yeah, that's what we're going to be trying out in this list. So we have your Mirror Pools, which conveniently taps for colorless for Thought-Knot Seer. We have your Vestiges, your Ursa Sagas, Kesig, Hangwar Battlements, Cavern of Souls, Mycosynth Gardens. All of these cards incidentally just tap for colorless. So let's see what happens when we throw some 4/4s at our opponent's faces. In the sideboard, we have some Endurances, Forces, Generous End, the tech against Blood Moon, which I think is very interesting. A singleton copy of Guile's Blessing. I usually favor Eldrazi because you can realistically get to a point where you just like bounce a bunch of lands and you discard to hand side. So even if you did the draw your Eldrazi, you can still at least do something about it. You can discard it. Also, it's good against the Thassa's Hideous Laughter card. And Dismember, Defense Grid, this is a card that's very, very strong in this deck in particular because it allows us to mess with Force of Vigor, Grafdigger's Cage, Engineered Explosives, and then some lands. Blast Zone, Radiant Fountain, Bojuka Bog. This is the decklist that we're going to be playing through this adventure. If you enjoy the content, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and see you for round number 1. Welcome to round number 1. I think I like this hand. We're probably going to go turn 1 Gardens into Amulet. We can spend turn 2 to copy the Mycosynth Gardens, to use the Mycosynth Gardens to copy the Amulet, I mean. Okay, opponent has a better one. We can Vesuva. Yeah, I think I like that. We do get to Boseiju something if you want. Opponent with the Cavern on Giant. So we are indeed playing a mirror match. Let's copy Amulet and tap. I think I just go Boseiju on my opponent's upkeep. Now I can go get a bounce land on my next turn. Explore. Okay, play some lands. Go to discard. So if I find an Amulet, yeah, I guess I'm just gonna go for Expedition Map. And then map for a bounce land. And then we get to play Dryad into Thought-Knot Seer, thanks to the Crumbling Vestige. It's pretty sexy. That's pretty sexy, not gonna lie. Thought-Knot you. What you got? Well, I guess we have to take the One Ring. So we really gotta find a way to pull ahead here. Jordan from Evil Titan would be great. Then goes for the Dryad and the Explorer. So we know we are kind of dead next turn. We know they have basic Forest in hand as well. And then these are the 2 remaining cards. Oh, they found an Amulet. Okay, so we have perfect information, and yes, we are indeed very dead. So, Primeval Titan, Valakut, is it's a little bit too slow. I guess we're going Saga into Gardens and swing for 4. Not much for us to do here. My opponent plays their cards correctly. We should be dead. There's the prime time, so they can go get bounce land plus handworm elements. Oh, never mind. They actually have Amulet. I forgot that they had an Amulet. Yeah, they probably just have lethal here now, thanks to Double Titan. Yeah, because they're gonna get Valakut plus. I guess we get to see whether they're playing Stronghold or they're playing. There's the prime time, and we're pretty dead here. Oh, they are playing Slayer Stronghold. All right, so one Force of Vigor and Dismember. Cut Cavernous Souls. Let's actually not bring in Dismembers on the play, just the Force of Vigor. You can bring in Dismember on the draw. This hand is not gonna cut it. It's got a bunch of the pieces, but doesn't actually really get to do the thing. This one's better. Keep this, bottom the Redundant Titan. Maybe I should actually just bottom the Thought-Knot Seer there. Play Valakut, say go. We don't have Azusa, by the way. That is something that I didn't mention in the deck, but kind of yikes. Just gonna do this now, I think. Ship the turn back. What in place out was Seiju. Would love to find... Yeah, not having access to Azusa, really big deal here. Kessig Wolf Run. I can't really pact for a Dryad, so I'll need to just like play out the Valakut and ship the turn back and be very sad. Ursa Saga. 4 mana for the One Ring. Cool. Okay, nothing too creative to do here. It fizzles because of the One Ring trigger. But I can't really pact for a Dryad, right? Pretty far behind, unfortunately. Who could have thought that maybe, just maybe, the One Ring was actually better than these Thought-Knots here? Who would have thought? Elishnorn? Yeah, okay, I've seen enough. I know when I'm beat. It's okay. I know when I'm beat. See you for the next round. Round number 2. I mean, I'm gonna keep this hand, I think, but the Redundant Boseiju not looking super hot. But we got Explore, we got Dryad, like, I'm never shipping this hand. Commercial District. Everybody's surveilling all the time. Hey, that's a good draw. I know that I'm enabling something like, what's the name of the card? Prismatic Ending by playing out the Amulet, but I think that it's still worth doing because it allows me to draw it onto Farseek. Ooh, Scapeshift? Scapeshift back? This has historically been a pretty good matchup for us. I do think that I'm going to lead on Explore here. See what we draw. Not a great draw. Man, not having access to Azusa is going to now destroy me again. Literally cannot play out the second land, so I just have to send the turn back. I don't even have Titan mana as is. That's a Cavern of Souls, which we can play on Giant. Then play a Gruul Turf, so that we can play out these Thought-Knots here. Did you see this one coming, opponent? Did you see this one coming? Reprieve. That's a card, I guess. I guess they could have Castle Garenbrig here. Castle Garenbrig would be kind of beating. That's not a castle. The One Ring. So we're gonna get to land the Primeval Titan, and we have no fetch land. We cannot really do anything in terms of killing my opponent on their upkeep or anything fun like that. So Valakut, Battlements, and I think I'm gonna get 2 bounce lands so that I have double Boseiju available. We do have to choose target for the Valakut, but then we can just say that we do not want to trigger. Bounce the Cavern, and we already have a bounce land, so I think I'm just going to bounce the Handwear, send the turn back, and discard this Cavern of Souls. Maybe Boseiju in this Valakut matters at one point. We'll see. Commercial District resolves. Benin Ren. Okay. So as is, they only have 3 mana, so they can deal 3, and then we just land the other Primeval Titan. Yeah, this is fine. We could get queued by Boseiju in the Valakut, but more Primeval Titans. Opponent has seen enough. Game number 2. Scapeshift. This is a deck that I have not seen in a minute, huh? Radiant Fountain can matter. Definitely more than Cavern of Souls. And I think that's quite literally it. All the cards in my sideboard are not better than the cards in my main deck. So I think we just submit. It's pretty funny because we had a very not impressive hand. Our hand was super mediocre, but speaking of mediocre hands, I think we can do better than this. This is not better than that. This is also not better than that. So let's go to 4. These are some bad hands that we saw. So Mirror Pool down, Valakut down, and I guess a bounce land's gonna go down. That's funny. That's a funny top deck. Huh, they get Jetmir's Garden instead of the Surveil land. That's interesting. This is gonna be a Ren. Some pretty good value. Pretty great value. Here's a growth chamber. Ship the turn back. I remember back in the day, the tech out of Scapeshift was Mwambuli Acid Moss, just 4 mana, Stone Rain, and ramp. Oh, I love that card. Love that card. So my opponent's holding the Remand. I imagine Damping Sphere. Pretty gross. That is quite gross. So I guess Boseiju is my only answer to that. Man, it's been years since I've seen a Damping Sphere in play. That card really fell out of favor. At one point it was all the rage, and then it was not. Archdruid's Charm. You get Primeval Titan. Sounds good, you got it. Opponent did it like that so that they could play around, so that they can hold up the Remand, which I think they have in hand. If they have the land they're missing, then we're just dead, so okay. Let's go to game number 3. And I guess Blast Zone comes in, maybe over the Radiant Fountain, and potentially Force of Vigor. I do not like Cultivator Colossus. I don't think we're ever going to need that much gun power. This hand is really mediocre, but kind of does what it promises. It's an honest Primeval Titan. Opponent moves to 4. This is actually a hand that can beat very easily a Damping Sphere. It's pretty hot, actually. So now we go Boseiju into Gracer. Bounce Boseiju. That's quite sexy. Oh, my opponent also mulligan pretty low. They don't counter me, huh? Here's another Dryad. If they reprieve here, they should have definitely reprieved the first one. Oh, they just go for Jedmir's Garden. Okay. Let's see if they have the Boil tech. Man, we lived for some very cool, very serious pieces of technology have existed in the past. Damn, this is just 1 mana? It's kind of sick. I mean, it's a sorcery, but it's kind of good. Alpine Moon. Valakut the Molten Pinnacle. Alright, got this one. Is this one good? So I guess I can get Battlement's Bounce Land, and I can haste. So let's get Battlement's Growth Chamber. Bounce Battlements. Play Growth Chamber. Oh, I guess I'm 1 mana short, huh? I guess I miscounted. That's fine. I forgot that one of my Dryad died, so I don't have the extra Dryad trigger there. Oh, I should have bounced the Tolera West. That was a pretty big mistake. I should have definitely bounced the Tolera West instead of the Boseiju. Although I don't know if there's anything my opponent can do here. They can play the One Ring, which is a little bit annoying. But they're gonna need to like chain One Rings for a while. Okay, swing with Primetime. Say yes. Let's get an Otawara plus Growth Chamber. A Mirror Pool and ship the turn back. They draw 2 and they pack it in. Alright, there we go. Historically, the Scapeshift matchup used to be pretty good, and I don't think that has dramatically changed, but yeah, this card can mess us up. Like, if my opponent started changing the One Rings, it gets to a point where they just cast Scapeshift and we just die, so. Classic turn 1 Saga. That will beat a non-zero amount of decks, actually, but yeah, we can do better. This is kind of better. Multi 5? We do have double bounce land, which is nice. Now let's go to 5. Hell yeah. Now this is a 5-card hand. So bottom Explore and bottom the Gracer? No, we bottom the Dryad. So if I find any ETB and tap land, then we're pretty likely to win the game. Breeding Pool. Okay, so probably Rhinos, I imagine? No. Delighted Halfling. Oof. Nothing. Sacred Foundry. The Fairy. Some sort of Planeswalker style deck or whatever? Yeah. Here's an Amulet. Deal with it. Opponent bounces. I think we can... If they tap out, we're still going to be in pretty good shape here. Halfling gets in there. Amulet of Vigor. Bounce land. They may have the Remand. Gracer. Yeah, they have the Remand. Oh, Leyline Binding. That's kind of annoying. So I guess I'm going to play the Wolfrun instead. Because there's no real value in playing Explore this turn. I'd rather just cast the Explorer next turn and develop my mana a little bit. Prismatic Ending. Maybe they're just playing some sort of control deck. Don't even know what they're up to. Okay. Bounce. Play Saga. They're missing land drops. Their mana is kind of shaky. So maybe we're kind of okay. Fetch for Plains. Okay, so there you go. So it's just 4 color Omnath. Would love to draw a Dryad. I guess I can Pact for a Dryad if I really wanted to. Yeah, I guess I'm not going to find a better timing for this. Play up the second Saga. Just try to overwhelm my opponent's defenses. We do die to double the Fairy for what's worth. Bounce the Saga. Nice, we didn't die. Still missing land drops. Okay, so let's go Wolfrun, Saga, ship the turn back. This seems kind of okay. Just block. This Gracer's not gonna do anything better than soak up 4 damage, so might as well do it now. Another Teferi. Bounce. Oh, they found the fetch land. Damn it. We were doing so well. Them finding the fetch land is kind of disastrous for us, because now they're gonna have a lot of mana. And now my Titan is just not gonna be enough. If we had dodged that specific fetch line, I feel like we would have been in okay shape. Which is crazy to think about. We mulled to 5, and my opponent had like a fairly explosive start. They did struggle a little bit there. They did waste a little bit of time, but some scry value, and I imagine maybe a hardcast Solitude. Ren, get back to fetch land. Can Leyline Binding here, Prismatic Ending. Okay. We do still get to cast our Primeval Titan, which is nice. And I think I'm just getting T-West Valakut, send the turn back. So they have to Solitude here, because if they Leyline Binding, I can use Boseiju to just get a free Primeval Titan effectively. Now is when their deck starts to fire on all cylinders though. They have Omnath, they have Ren, they have the Fairy. Man, so many Surveillance. Imagine if that deck had Uro. Return a Misty Rainforest. We'll see what they do here. Leyline Binding. Yeah, that's not like super good. Oh, there he goes. Another Dryad. Not a bad draw actually. So float a mana, get an Amulet, play a Dryad, play another Dryad. This is to play around removal on this Dryad. Play a land, shoot the Omnath. We cannot kill them because they have the ring protection. Second land drop, shoot the Omnath again. Solitude. There's no way they're playing Ephemerate. Leyline Binding. So bounce Dolores. We only have 3 mana, so we cannot Otawara. We have to Boseiju, which sucks because I'm giving my opponent a land, but it is what it is. We get back Primeval Titan. Yep. They do get some value there. Gain some Surveil. Gain some life. So I think I'm going for Hasting here. So let's go Hungwer Battlements and Gruul Turf. They have another Solitude. That's fine. It sucks, but it is what it is. We do get to kill the Ren on 6. Still chilling at 16, so that's not a big of a deal. And let's get Boseiju and the Saga, I guess? Well, we can get Valakut. Yeah, let's just get Valakut. We also get to make a 2-2. They still need to deal with the Primeval Titan on board. The One Ring is threatening here, though. They're going to draw a lot of cards. Now, I think I value more the potential 3-3 on attacks than blocking. Play the fetch land that we knew of. They are at 27, that's a lot of life. Kessig is a lot nicer than Stronghold in this particular matchup because we can turn all of our like random dudes into actual threats, so that's neat. Boseiju my Saga. Let's make a dude in response. Might as well get a forest. 1 down to 4 cards. They have Ren. Ugh, yeah, Ren sucks for me here. Now they have Boseiju Ren going. Pretty annoying. They fetch now. There's more? But wait, there's more? Damn. Another One Ring. Ugh. This game's gonna continue to go for a while. Did they find the Solitude they were looking for? Another Omnath. Well, they already made the land drop, so I'm not too scared of this Omnath. They can still Boseiju because this is legendary. Ha! That's something I can do, I guess. Huh. Okay. So, well, let's play this out. See what my opponent's cooking with over there. Oh, that's right. They played this turn. Oh, that's gross. Okay. Well, let's go to combat. And if this triggers, so yeah, I think we're gonna get 2 Sagas now. That was kind of a punt. Maybe I should have gone a bounce land to put the Boseiju in hand and then to be able to like repeatedly do this thing. Okay, might as well kill the Fairy. They use Boseiju, they can't get it back. They still have 1 ring though. Yeah, I'm just gonna bounce Boseiju here and send the turn back. This was a move to 5. Not bad. Not bad for a move to 5. Another fetch land. Man, I wish I had this Thought Knot Seer in hand now. Definitely not blocking. The question is whether do I want to Boseiju on instead, but I don't think so. I think I want to untap, and I want to go to combat. That's a good draw. I think that's a good draw. So let's start here. And with this trigger on the stack, now I'm going to Boseiju the Leyline Binding. Opponent Surveils. Triggers. I think I want to do Otawara Growth Chamber. And we're gonna give 2 shots at Omnath, 1 at the Halfling, and 1 face. Bounce, haste, the new prime time. I think we're looking pretty good here. So we're winning this. Vesuva, Mirror Pool. All the targets go face now. It's honestly kind of unbelievable. We're about to win a move to 5 after my opponent did all that stuff. Oh, wait, so they had the Solitude and they let me do all this stuff? Okay, kill my Dryad. Seems fine to me. Say yes, and I think we're gonna go Crumbling Vestige and Boseiju. And let's actually get Gruul Turf. And the reason to get the Vestige here is so that we can... Oh, did I just miscount again? I thought I could actually make a construct and then make another construct. Well, whoops. Well, might as well. Wait, I could? Did I just mess this up? Yeah, I messed this up. I confused it with Keswick Warfront. Yeah, I guess I did the math properly and then I just double guessed myself like an idiot. Alright, that happened, I guess. Found Sotawara. Send the turn back. Opponent takes 2 from 1 ring. I think we just went past 3 Omnats, if I'm not mistaken. Play land. They have 7 cards in hand. Is there Wrath in their deck? Like Supreme Verdict or something? I guess there is. Well, that sucks. Draw a card. We untap. Thought not. So let's make a dude. Let's make another dude. Get an amulet. Get expedition map. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cast Thought Not. Let's see what my opponent's cooking with over there. And this is even when we have Thought Not Seering on deck. Like, we could have the One Ring, like, you know, normal people. And this game would be so much easier. We would have won by so much if we had been playing the One Ring. So we can Otawara my own dude. I guess I will. We get to redeploy it if we want. Wow, they have nothing. So let's take the One Ring. 2, 3, 4. Let's take the other One Ring. And I guess we're going to haste construct. Swing for 4. So we have multiple cards that win the game on the spot. Opponent gets to draw 4 here, which is no joke. But Dryad wins on the spot. Primetime also wins on the spot. Also, I mean, we still have this Keswick Wolfrun here, and that also wins on the spot. The Prismatic Ending, the Amulet. Okay, so that's gonna kill one of the constructs. Find another Omnath. Oh, Solitude. You get to draw another card. I wonder if it's gonna get to a point where they also played a land that I did not know about. I wonder if it's gonna get to a point where like decking is a concern for them. Definitely timing out is a concern. Like this is game 1. Some pretty low chances that they're gonna be able to finish this match in time. Fetch. Failed to find. Sounds good. I'll take it. Let's see what we find. Mycosynth Gardens. Play my land for turn. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So this is actually just lethal. So we know 5 cards. So there are 2 unknown cards. Need to be exactly Solitude plus white card. I think I'll take my chances. Oh yeah, I mean, Keswick Wolfrun does have its upsides. Wow. Win there on turn 12 after 20 minutes on my opponent's clock and on a move to 5. Not half bad. Not half bad. Okay, generous Ent. Do I want this? I think I want explosives. Maybe I want Blast Zone. Can cut a couple of Gracers. Maybe Gaia's Blessing? Am I just playing Gaia's Blessing for value? I think I am. Just to bring back things that my opponent's gonna throw in, that they're gonna be destroying. I don't think I've ever done this before. Maybe I should have. This is my pre-modern brain thinking here, you know? My pre-modern brain is like trained to like just play Gaia's Blessing for value. Let's actually cut the engineered explosives and ship it. Game number 2. Sounds great. Opponents on the play. Mull to 6. I don't think we play around something like Force of Vigor. Supreme Verdict is gone. Yeah, I don't think we play around it. So there's this. Turn 1 Saga into Amulet. They fetch Renin 6. Yeah. That's a pretty effective way to undo a mulligan. That it is. Explore. I was gonna say Explorer would be great here. Exactly what I was looking for. That part not so much, but shift the turn back. We got the answer to a Magus of the Moon if my opponent is playing it, because like this used to be a thing, right? The 5-color deck playing Magus of the Moon. I don't know if it still is a thing. Possible it's not anymore, but Cycle, that's the best they can do. Cycle Saga of Triumph. That's not a winning recipe, my friend. Once again, unless they have Force. So float a mana, which I guess didn't do. For whatever reason. Moto's like, nah, no mana for you. No mana for you. Don't deserve it. You think you are. So here's a 6/6. Yes. And this is the question. Do I go for the Mirror Pool and get blown out by a Solitude? Because like this also destroys my own land, right? So if I go for the Solitude, it's a pretty massive blowout. I think I don't. I think I go for Valakut Battlements, which at least leaves me in a situation where I still have the Dryad plus Valakut going on. So even though this is still a blowout, it's less so. Combat. Okay, and now we know they don't have it, so now we can go get the Mirror Pool. So let's get, I guess, Mirror Pool into Lyra West. Valakut face. Maybe if I was going for Keswick, this was lethal. Who knows? Doesn't matter. Got there in 2. Wow, that was wild. Round number 4. Yeah, this kind of looks good. Let's go for the turn 1 Amulet, I think. Turn 1 Ursa Saga, I mean. Turn 1 Saga, turn 2 Explore. Leyline deck. This could be Rhinos. This could be Sue. Every deck is a Leyline deck these days. It is Sue. It's not a great draw. I'll go ahead and say that's not a great draw. Any land would be great. Yeah. Okay, so the fail case next turn is that we get to drop a 4/4, which is not terrible. Take 2 from the monkey. Now my opponent can have double Dryad effect. My best draw would be an Amulet. Play a land. Oh, they are just gonna play out the Dryad. So this makes me think that they just have land into a ley line. Because it's really costly to just not do anything there. Oh, they have nothing. Okay, cool. Yeah, that'll do. A little bigger. Play a bounce land. That is 5 mana. Play a Gracer. Bounce land. Bounce Boseiju. Play Prime Time. Say yes. Balakut. Hangwar Battlements. And Haste. Go to combat. Swing. And definitely want to get a bounce land here. And what else? Could go for bounce land's Garden. That's an interesting one. Mirror Pool doesn't do anything. Odawara is kind of interesting. We can bounce the Dryad. Just punish my opponent for playing it out. Let's do that. That's probably gonna take 6. Maybe I should have gone a Saga to start to go a little bit wider. Expressive Iteration. Interesting. They find that Foothills. And then they draw another card. Play a Misty. So I don't have enough mana to Titan and Thought Knot. But my opponent's kind of under a lot of pressure here. Okay. They hold back. Okay, so let's do this. Start off with a bounce land. Play another Primeval Titan. Counterspell. Combat. Swing. Get Ursa Saga. And I guess I'm getting another Growth Chamber. So we're just gonna play a Thought Knot second main. Double block. So they want to bolt my Primeval Titan. I could just Otawara the Dryad back to my hand to blow my opponent out. There's nothing they can do about it. So let's do that. We also casually get to draw a card. One takes 5, and we ship the turn back. My opponent's not an explosive style deck, so they are more of a make exchanges and slowly pull ahead kind of deck. So I think that there's no coming back for them at this point. Also, my hand is incredibly stacked. Cycle of Triumph, yeah. That's exactly what you were looking for, opponent. You just needed that. Whatever it is, I'm sure there's something in your deck that can get you out of this. I think I'm gonna show them the Thought Knot Seers. I don't know, it kind of feels like a brag because these Thought Knots here. A little bit of a show off. Leyline Binding. You got it, champ. You got it. They did have the Lightning Bolt. So we're gonna take the counterspell here, and we will play this Dryad. Play this Amulet. I said Amulet, I meant Growth Chamber. Now just Boseiju with Leyline Binding. Good value, opponent. You got it. You're almost there. If only you could get that little piece of value, you may turn this game around. They showed me Murktide Regent. I don't know. I mean, this kind of feels like the information I'm getting is kind of valuable. Just being aware that Murktide Regent is a card. Okay, so Dismembers. Yes. Cultivator Colossus? No. Endurances are actually very interesting. I don't think I care about Defense Grid, but Endurance is kind of interesting. Do think I want Blast Zone. Do think I want Radiant Fountain. Maybe over a Forest. Maybe I don't need Radiant Fountain, never mind. I think I can probably cut one Saga. Play around Force a little bit. Gracer is great. Dryad is great. I think I can cut a Thought Knot. Turn to Dryad with Cavern Souls backup. Okay. Want to move to 6. So Cavern on Dryad. Turn 1 Amulet. Force of Negation, Pitching Counterspell. I'll take the 2 for 1. Thank you very much. Kabu. Okay, that's a good draw. Ursa Saga's a fine draw there. But yeah, 2 mana 5/5 is quite strong. Yeah, could have played around that. Could have definitely played around that. Maybe I should have. I was thinking of Damping Sphere, but Alpine Moon is also a card. Alpine Moon also pretty good against Blast Zone, pretty good against Alpine Moon, I mean. Here's a Valakut. Ship the turn. Yeah, maybe I should have just played Mirror Pool last turn. We may very realistically just die to this Territorial Kavu. To be fair, it was the combination, right? Like Kavu into Alpine Moon was the 1-2 punch. So now we go to 10. Tribal Flames start to be very scary. They exile their own card in the graveyard. Sure. Here's a Dryad. Into Mirror Pool and go. Leyline Binding. So we kind of have to find Boseiju now. If we are not already dead to Tribal Flames, of course. Yeah, that Alpine Moon was pretty rough. Using the exile clause instead of cantripping. That's really scary. I imagine Dress Down is not pretty heavily playable these days, because this card kind of was always great, but at one point Dress Down was all the rage, and this card is very sad against Dress Down. So close. We are so freaking close. If I had played around it, Should have played around it. Another ley line? Yeah. Okay. Game number 3. I think I want to cut another Saga. I'm bringing Engineered Explosives. Just got brutally aggroed. This hand seems okay. So turn 1, Amulet. Turn 2, Dryad. Set up to transmute for Bounce Land. Want to move to 6. This time the Amulet resolves, which is cool. It's nice and exciting. Interesting. Crownland Vestige. I guess there's a 1-mana counterspell now. The Gandalf one. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that was pretty timely. Pretty timely. I mean, there's no way that I don't just jam the Dryad there. Like, it's such a narrow answer my opponent can have, and then past that turn, then counterspell becomes a problem, so I don't think I can afford to just pass the turn and do nothing. Okay, there's a Kabu. An opponent representing, they tanked for a while, so they're representing counterspell very hard. What we can do here, which is interesting, is just bounce this. Alternatively, we can just play a Forest and say go. Play Tularia West, or just 1 mana short, which is very annoying. I think I'll play the Forest and say go. But yeah, I don't think I can use that turn, because like the only way that I can transmute for Cavern of Souls is by playing my Bounce Land, which puts me behind on mana, so that's not great. Here comes the Kabu, which is terrifying. At least it's not a 5-5, like 5-turn clock versus 4-turn clock is pretty significant difference. Being in the ley line, love to see it. Leyline Binding, my Amulet of Vigor. I'm not gonna Boseiju now, so let's play a Boseiju and ship the turn back. Could have also played out the Tularia West there. I do need to be very mindful of counterspell. This time around, that Kabu is doing some work. More leylines. Second Kabu. Okay, so let's Boseiju Leyline on end step. We need 7 mana to transmute and to do all the stuff that we want to do. To transmute, cast the EE for 2, and then do the thing. I think my opponent is extremely likely to have counterspell, but I also don't think I have the time to mess with that. So I think I'm just gonna jam into the counter. Due to how my opponent has been playing, I am extremely sure that they have it in hand. I'm like 100% sure they have it in hand, honestly, because they went turn 1 Steam Vents and then turn 2 Breeding Pool. The problem is like these Kabus like put me under so much pressure. Like now I'm going down to 2. Like I cannot afford to just take a turn off and just do nothing. Like I could have just like spent the turn to Otawara one of these Kabus. Maybe that would have been the better play, but like we're still in the same spot because I don't have Cavern of Souls, so we're still exactly in the same place. So I just need to naturally draw. I think I need to naturally draw the Engineered Explosives now. That's my only out. Even if I draw Primeval Titan now, it's just not enough. Well, I guess I can Otawara the other one. I don't have double blue. Oh my god. That sucks. That sucks so much. So I cannot transmute for explosives. Play Otawara. I only have 3 mana. I can play a Dryad and then like 1 extra land drop is just not enough. Yeah, I don't have enough. My opponent just Delvered me out of the game. That Stern Scolding on turn 1 was huge. I think without that Stern Scolding we probably win the game, but it just broke serve so well. Devastating. Yeah, nothing to do here. Brutal stuff. That was a crazy match. Last match, playing against Mistaken, and this hand is not it. This hand could be it. Assuming we are playing the mirror, and I think I'm shipping one of these lands. He also moves to 6. Let's go for Grazer. Let's hope to draw a Dryad. Ursa's mine. Dryad one time. Another Grazer. Get in there. Get in there, Grazy boy. Chromatic Star. Into Tower. I mean, that looks just like Mono Green Tron. Nothing crazy. Let's see if he has the Karn on 3 or not. He does not. Alright, cool. Got a chance here. Perfect timing. Prime time. Yes, we're going to go for Boseiju plus Bounce Land. Bounce Boseiju, send the turn back. The 1 ring. It's kind of annoying. So what can we do here? Or just backs it in? I guess he did not find it. Okay, yeah, that was not it. I agree. Okay, so against Tron, we want Force, and I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Gonna cut what? Can cut and explore. We don't have Azusa though, man. Not having Azusa is such a huge downside. Are these lists just not playing Azusa anymore? That's crazy to me. Azusa is amazing. Let's cut it Awara. Yeah, it's pretty good. Not half bad. Also draw the Force. I'm not playing around my opponent having their own forces. I remember some Tron lists at some point having access to those, but oh, should I just have forced this? Activate only as a sorcery. LOL. Only as a sorcery, you say, huh? He also does not have Tron. So pass the turn, force a vigor. Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh, maybe they have the make you sack a thing. The 1 mana sorcery make me sack an artifact or an enchantment. I think that's what he's thinking about. Oh, just plays Expedition Map. Well, instead now, the one time we're mistaken chooses to not play Amulet. He just backs it. Alright, 3 and 2. Nice. Good stuff. Alright, there you go. So we saw the deck in action, and it does the thing. Whether you have the One Ring or whether you have Thought-Knot Seer, the deck does the thing. Obviously, the One Ring is a lot more broken, but we did play some pretty cool matches there. In particular, that matchup against 4-color control was kind of incredible. Like, I still can't believe we won that game 1 and it moved to 5 on turn like 700 or something like that. And it was wild. It was wild. It was a lot of fun. I think Amulet just continues to be great. And it's just a great deck in a terrible format. That is just Amulet's curse, I guess, to call it somehow. But to go and to grab the deck every now and then is fun. I did miss Azusa in a couple of scenarios, like just playing 0 copies of Azusa seems kind of crazy to me. But yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm just washed. I'm not discarding the fact that I may be washed, but I would not cut Azusa in order, because like I've seen a bunch of 61 card lists, and especially, you know, since Dom top 8 the PT and stuff. But yeah, I don't think that Azusa is the card that I would cut to make room for to make it a 60 card deck. But yeah, Thought-Knot Seer was a lot of fun. You can still win some matches with the deck, as you just saw. And yeah, give it a shot and have some fun. This Amulet is great. Amulet is just awesome. That's it for me today, folks. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. Have a good one.